Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elsie Tavares, and I am the Chief Community Health Equity Officer at Mass General Brigham. Mass General Brigham is proud to sponsor the 4th annual Migration is Beautiful campaign. As a daughter of an immigrant family from the Dominican Republic, I have witnessed firsthand the value that immigrants bring to the community. I encourage everyone to take this time to celebrate the strength and bravery of those who leave behind everything familiar to them to build new lives in the United States. But more than the impact their migration has had on their own lives, immigrants bring a diversity of thought and experience to the community, making us all better and enriching our shared culture. We are lucky to live in an immigrant-rich state, one in which every 6th Massachusetts resident is born outside of the US. The proportion of non-US born residents is significantly higher in many of the communities that we serve and have also been some of the hardest hit by COVID-19. This is why addressing health inequities has never been more critical to our mission. Here at Mass General Brigham, we strive to build a diverse and inclusive community where everyone feels welcome and supported. I'm proud to work under the leadership of Dr. Klebansky, who has made promoting a culture of diversity, equity, and inclusion a priority for our institutions. Creating this environment is the only way we can deliver on the 4 pillars of Mass General Brigham's mission of patient care, research, education, and community. We are grateful to the Mass General Hospital Center for Immigrant Health for organizing this fantastic celebration. Many thanks to Dr. Danaher and her team for the incredible work organizing this event over the last 4 years. Please enjoy these wonderful events and congratulations again.
Thank you. And I think Dr. Betancourt is with us.
Great. Thank you so much, Fiona. It's great to see everyone here. Really appreciate your time. So honored to get a chance to welcome everyone and to have the Center of Immigrant Health part of our equity and community health family. So thank you for being here with us today. That's the first and most important thing I want to say. Second, what I'd like to say is, in the 1950s, my grandmother and grandfather came from Puerto Rico to New York City as immigrants. My grandfather opened up a bodega in Spanish Harlem. My grandmother worked in the sweatshops. They were the epitome of the immigrant experience, individuals who were striving for a better life, working hard, contributing to their society, contributing to their neighborhoods and to their neighbors every day. The one big difference that my immigrant experience, I think, lays out versus many that we see is that my grandparents were not deemed illegal. As Puerto Ricans, they had citizenship, which gave them a lot of benefits and prevented them from dealing with a lot of the very difficult circumstances that individuals who are deemed illegal or undocumented experience every day. So although they face many challenges, I'm privileged in that regard, but see firsthand the impact of the immigrant experience here through my own lived experience. I want to reiterate that the only true Americans in this country are Native Americans, and everyone else is in fact an immigrant. We are a nation of immigrants. We make up the fabric of this nation, but it seems that every immigrant group who comes has a short memory and makes it their purpose to demonize the next immigrant group who comes along the way. And I'll say that in our communities and here at MGH, we will not stand for that. Ultimately, we understand that immigrants have and always will be the lifeblood of our nation. And we must commit to treating our neighbors, our colleagues who are immigrants, whether legal or deemed illegal, with dignity and respect. If we can go to a Red Sox game and unite as a city, as a region, as a state, as a nation, and cheer somebody like Big Papi, who is an immigrant, and come together, we can similarly come together to find common sense solutions to solve our immigration challenges, and similarly cheer that individual who's cleaning the hospital room next to us, who brought our food and gave us the opportunity to social distance, who comes and takes care of our kids or does anything, or is a physician here and who is an immigrant. But this is the ethos that needs to drive us here at Mass General Hospital. As Dr. Brown mentioned at MGH, our credo is when in distress, every person becomes our neighbor. That's not when in distress, every legal person or every documented person becomes our neighbor. Every person is our neighbor, and it's those people we share incredible commitment to. The Center of Immigrant Health will lead the way for us. We'll bring our valued neighbors, patients, and communities out of the shadows. You will have a program here over the next couple of days that will give us strategies to think creatively about ways in which we can get to that dignity and respect for those around us. You know, as immigrant communities, we saw during the pandemic that we are connected as a nation, as a city, as a world. We don't want handouts. We don't want special treatment. We just want to be treated with dignity and respect, and given the opportunities that are afforded to those individuals who contribute to society, like our immigrant neighbors, patients, and communities do. So it's with that I want to thank Fiona and her entire team for bringing this wonderful event together. We will continue to celebrate this. We will take photos outside the bullfinch with the butterfly wings, and we will commit to supporting and advancing this important work both here locally and across the nation. So thank you to you, Fiona, and thanks for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts.
Thank you so much for joining us, Joe, and for those powerful words. Emu, if you want to put up the schedule slide, that would be great. So as you can see, we have a full lineup of events for this week's Migration is Beautiful campaign, including opportunities to learn about best practices in caring for immigrant patients, resources and benefits available to assist them, and ways to advocate to improve the policy landscape. We will celebrate the cultural richness migration brings through explorations of literature, art, music, history, and culinary heritage. And we will endeavor to address common community questions about COVID-19 and immigrants' rights through question and answer sessions with Spanish interpretation. All events are virtual and open to the public, so please feel free to share widely. The full schedule with Zoom links can be found by scanning the QR code on your screen with your phone, or by Googling the MGH Center for Immigrant Health's website. And we will show this slide again at the end of the session. Next slide, please. Those of you who are visiting MGH main campus in the next couple of weeks will notice that the Migration is Beautiful butterfly wings have returned to the Bullfinch lawn, as Dr. Betancourt mentioned. We encourage you to stop by to take a picture with the wings and to share your image on social media with the hashtag MGH Migration is Beautiful. You can also email your image to apollo@partners.org to share with our MGH family. The butterfly wings display is slated to travel to other Mass General Brigham locations in the near future. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, Migration is Beautiful was started at MGH by the MGH Immigrant Health Coalition, a multidisciplinary network of more than 200 employees committed to improving the health and social equity of immigrants. Please email MGH Immigrant Health Coalition at partners.org if you're interested in joining our efforts or learning more. Employees from anywhere in the Mass General Brigham system are welcome to participate in the coalition. Next slide, please. The MGH Immigrant Health Coalition's efforts led last year to the establishment of the MGH Center for Immigrant Health, which aims to foster excellence in clinical care, education, advocacy, and research to improve the health and well-being of immigrants. We are incredibly grateful to Dr. Ron Kleinman, Chief of the Department of Pediatrics, pictured here with the butterfly wings, and to Dr. Jason Harris, Chief of Pediatric Global Health, for their generous mentorship and support in establishing the center. To the Strength and Serenity Global Initiative Against Gender-Based Violence for sharing their expertise and resources. To our partners across the hospital, including in the departments of medicine, psychiatry, obstetrics, emergency medicine, social services, interpreter services, pharmacy, government affairs, I could go on. To our colleagues at the health centers, with special appreciation to MGH Chelsea for showing us the way. And to Doctors Betancourt and Taveras and their teams in community health equity for their tremendous leadership as we work to deliver upon our mission. Next slide, please. One of our most important accomplishments in the year since the MGH Center for Immigrant Health launched has been the establishment of our resource navigation program. Anyone in the MGH system working with a patient whose immigration status poses a barrier to needed care or resources is encouraged to contact Marcia Burgos, our amazing immigrant health resource specialist, for assistance. You can find her in the paging directory drop-down menu under Immigration Resource Consult, or you can email her at mghimmigrantresource@partners.org. Now I'll turn things over to our wonderful collaborators at the People's Heart.
Hey, everybody. My name's Dan. I am the executive director of the People's Heart. We're an arts initiative at the hospital working on creating more equitable and diverse spaces in our institution through the uses of arts and design. And we were super excited to work with the group today and put together an exhibit, let's see, focused on body art. And the cool thing about body art is, it's all around the world. Every culture practices some form of body art. But it's interesting that, as we've become more mobile as a community and, as we migrate around the globe, all of this gets remixed together, whether that be in our style or fashion, in the, tattooing that we use, and sometimes even as a form of resistance. So we had this amazing opportunity to bring together a collection of pieces of body art from around the world, and we put them on display near Coffee Central. And the exhibit, it's really just the start of the exhibit, because we really want people to give us their stories, their body art, give us new leads. And so we can grow this collection, because it's actually this really interesting experience, kind of learning all of this. Similarly, you can go to the People's Heart website and you can read about all of the individual images and the tattoos or pieces of body art and their connections. And over the week, this information will get filled out, and it creates this really interesting opportunity to develop this cross-cultural understanding. And we're super excited that we have a local tattoo artist with us, Edgar. Edgar, if you could say hello.
Hey, hello, guys.
Hey, it's good to hear you, Edgar. So you're out of Chelsea. You have this amazing tattoo shop. You can take a picture of this QR code. It'll take you to their Instagram page. So Edgar, could you tell us, I saw that you are Mexican-American. How do you feel like Mexican culture is kind of
How you doing, guys? Well, it's kind of people is like accepting it more. We kind of change from being seen as like something bad, that kind of tattoos, which is my style, is black and gray. I don't know. It's like kind of like more people are seeing the beauty of the art more than just the appearance of the person who's wearing it. I love black and gray because I was actually raised in Mexico, and I came to the U.S. when I was around 23, 24 years old. And you have all these black and white imagery from all these movies from back in the day, and it's like, I don't know, it's kind of like magical to me to remember all these images and then to portray them on people's skin. A lot of people, the worst my style is more, the majority of the people like tattoo, they like the style because it's kind of like serious. You can do portraits. A lot of people get portraits of a lost one, celebrating life when a kid is born. And it's kind of like the best part of my job, when you get to connect with people. I also have sad stories about people getting portraits about this man from El Salvador who came to the US. He was here for a long time. He left his daughter when she was a baby. And then when she turned 15, he decided to bring it to the US. And he got to pay someone to bring it, illegally to cross the border. And this guy came into my shop and showed me the picture. And I thought it was just another day doing a beautiful picture on someone, but worries on their skin until the day they're gone.
Mhm.
It's a good transition. When you ask me about the art and how it's being accepted, we all know body art, which is tattooing, became mainstream within the last 10 years. And I tattoo a lot of professionals in the medical field, on the police force, fire department, uh, all professionals, you name it, they've been through here, football players, you name it. So that gave us the chance to hear more stories,
Mhm.
to put more love out there. I always try to tell people that it's all about love. It's just like it's not about the looks. It's not about like the judgment. It's just about what you want to have in you forever.
Yeah,
And yeah.
that's great. And uh, as these symbols from people's cultures get remixed and kind of moving throughout, it's interesting. Some of these have like a Japanese style to them in the way that, these sleeves are constructed, but yet the imagery is purely, American. So that's really cool. And it creates this opportunity for culture to kind of mix and remix and kind of
Mhm.
ebb and flow. Do you find that you do a lot more hand tattoos? Because those used to be called job killers, but now it seems like,
Mhm.
it's getting much more accepted.
It is getting more and more accepted. I'll tell you what, right now here in my shop, I was supposed to be doing a tattoo on this kid. He's 18 years old. His first tattoo was going to be on his hand. And I talk him out of it because, I'm old school. And I explained to him, we're still minority. We still got more opportunities to get to. We need to keep pushing and be persuasive in this society in order for us to climb the ladder. And I don't want my artwork to be that a job killer. We
Mhm.
have less chances of succeeding, facts, and I don't want to contribute to that. I want to contribute for them to get you know, a little push. When they come to my place, there's no face tattoos, no hand tattoos, no neck tattoos. Me personally,
Mhm.
because I believe in us um, pushing and working hard until we become successful. It's also you should have your own personal boundaries, and how far you want to go, what lines you don't want to cross.
Mhm.
I will explain my clients, like just try to look professional, and you can love the art head to toe. It's fine, but you still gotta look professional because I want you guys to keep your chances open. We got narrow chances, and
Mhm.
for me, it's really important for them not to do that. So not only makes me feel good as an artist, it's just like I think we can do something for the community.
Definitely. Well, Edgar, thank you so much for talking to us. And to the audience, again, here's Edgar's shop's QR code. You can also find links to his website, his tattoo shop's website, some of his arts, and then description of some of his pieces, along with the cultural and health equity connections. So thank you so much, Edgar. This is awesome to talk to you, man.
Thank you guys. Appreciate. Have a good day.
And you have a TARDIS for your desktop. That's amazing.
Oops.
No, I love it. All right. So, sorry, hold on. So in celebration of the cultural richness that migration brings, next up, we are thrilled to share a special performance by Hadi Eldebek from the Silk Road Ensemble. Silk Road was established, in their words, to create music that engages difference, sparking radical cultural collaboration and passion-driven learning for a more hopeful and inclusive world. Please enjoy.
And feel free to let me know if you can't hear.
Hello everyone, my name is Hadi Eldebek. I am a member of the Silk Road Ensemble. I'm very happy to be a part of this event, and I'm very looking forward to play music for you on this beautiful instrument that is called the oud. I will tell you more about the oud. I will tell you more about what I'm going to play right after. So for now, enjoy the music. hope you enjoyed this piece. This piece was a combination of improvisation and improvisation over a motif that is in the Samai form. Before I go into that, let me introduce you to this instrument itself. This instrument is called oud, or how we pronounce it in Arabic, oud. The oud, or al-oud, when it traveled to the west, it became alud, lute. And many of us are familiar with that medieval painting, medieval instrument.
Oh, so sorry. I think my internet just cut out.
That's
Let's
okay.
try sharing that again. Did you, where did
We
the
heard-
video cut off?
We heard the entire musical performance. We got to the point where he was going to start speaking.
Okay, perfect. 1 second.
Instrument itself. This instrument is called oud, or how we pronounce it in Arabic, oud. The oud, or al-oud, when it traveled to the west, it became alud, lute. And many of us are familiar with that medieval painting, medieval instrument that we see it in a lot of medieval paintings. So this instrument, when it traveled to the west, it influenced alud, or lute. When it traveled to the east, it became the cousin of the pipa. It has 11 strings, 5 double strings, and 1 single string. The reason there is 1 single string here is because it's loud enough. We don't need another one to amplify it. And it's usually the thick bass string. It plays the bass string, the bass note. The frets, or the fingerboard here, have no frets, unlike the guitar, but similar to the violin and the cello and the family of violins. This allows us to play sounds that do not exist on piano, for example. These sounds are referred to in the West as microtones. They're a sound in between the white key and the black key. Allow me to demonstrate. I want you to pay attention to the third sound of the lullaby we usually know, Frère Jacques. Frère Jacques. This is as if I'm playing the white key. Now, if I change that third sound or third note to a black key, it will sound like minor key. Now, in between is the microtone. So if I played it, it will sound like this. You hear the subtle difference? So if I were to play Frère Jacques with this sound, it will be as follows. I call this Frère Hassan. So I plug the strings with a pick. This is how long it is. It's not too soft, but it's also not too hard, not as hard as the guitar picks. I hold it like this. This allows me to play tremolos. Okay. The piece I played, as I mentioned, was based on improvisation. And by the way, improvisation is a very major element in Arabic music, the music where I come from, I grew up with. Also Middle Eastern music in general, including Turkish music, Iranian music, Armenian music. So improvisation means playing on the spot, stuff that comes to mind basically. Whatever I played, I cannot really repeat to you because it was special of this moment. And then I started the motif, which was in a Samai form. The Samai form of the Samai rhythm goes as follow. It goes as, it's a cycle of 10, and it goes as dum, tak, dum, 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 tak. So I played it like this. This is called Samai, Samai. Now I'm going to teach you a rhythm. I hope wherever you are, learn it and play along with me. This rhythm is very popular in the Arab world that stretches from West Asia to North Africa to the Gulf countries to Sudan also. This rhythm is called maqsoom. The two syllables in a maqsoom rhythm or in any major Arabic rhythm is the dum and the tak. So dum, you clap it down, palm down. The tak is palm up, tak, dum, tak. This rhythm is dum, tak, tak, dum, tak, dum, tak, tak, dum, tak, dum, tak, tak, dum, tak. All right, I hope you're doing that rhythm wherever you are. Now I'm going to play a song that is based on this rhythm, which again is very popular. So if you go to a wedding from the Arab world, it's very likely that you will hear this rhythm in the songs. عيونها عيون المها يا عيونها from Syria by Diab Mashhour. This is one of the songs I learned from an old black and white TV show that used to host artists. The last song I would like to play for you guys is called the Coffee Song. It's composed by Sherbil Ruhana, and it's about this woman who's singing to her beloved man. And she's saying, I'm making coffee. And back in Lebanon, we have a culture of balconies. So people hang out on balconies, they have stoves on balconies, and they make coffee. So whenever someone makes coffee, you're expected, or people see that you're expecting someone to come. That's usually the culture, the tradition. So she's saying, I'm making coffee, everyone is looking to whom's coming, and you're not here yet. Where are you? Come on, come. So this is the Coffee Song.
زيارة حطيت الركوي عالنار وانطرتك حتى الجارة عرفت شو عندي أسرار اللي جاي زيارة حطيت الركوي عالنار وانطرتك حتى الجارة عرفت شو عندي أسرار بردت قهوتنا وناموا أهل الحي ونام الليل فوق مخدات نجوم وعيوني تتخيل خيل تحمل منك أسرار ما جاني منك مرسال يسأل عني بهاك البرد يطمن كيف الأحوال كيف الشكوي بهالجد ما جاني منك مرسال يسأل عني بهاك البرد يطمن كيف الأحوال كيف الشكوي بهالجد حتى لما بان الثلج رجعت الركوي عالنار قلت اللي جاي زيارة حطيت الركوي عالنار وانطرتك حتى الجارة عرفت شو عندي أسرار عصفور الصحو الأزرق خلاني أسبق حالي زنت انطرتك على مفرق وصار يضيعني خيالي عصفور الصحو الأزرق خلاني أسبق حالي زنت انطرتك على المفرق وصار يضيعني خيالي حتى نجوم بالعالي رميوا للقمر زنار اللي جاي زيارة حطيت الركوي عالنار وانطرتك حتى الجارة عرفت شو عندي لي عالنار وانطرتك حتى لجارة علمت شو عندي أسرار. That was the Coffee Song from Lebanon by Sharbil Rouhana. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this instrument. Now I'd like to tell you a little bit more about myself if time permits. If not, again, thank you for having me and for including me in this event of yours. I moved from Lebanon about 17 years ago. I came to New York straight ahead and I started to play this instrument. And then shortly after, I joined the New York Arabic Orchestra, which was led by Bassam Saba, may he rest in peace. And in that orchestra, I met my good friend Mike Block, a cellist, who at the time was playing with the Silk Road Ensemble, and invited me to become a teaching artist with a program called Silk Road Connect that would go to schools, especially impoverished schools in New York City, and where we teach kids about our traditions and our cultures. So I represented Arabic music and I brought this instrument to multiple classrooms and taught students how to play the maqsoom rhythm, same one I taught you. And from there, I started to join the Silk Road Ensemble, which was very impactful on me. We're saying this was about 12 years ago. It was very impactful on me, and I got to see the beauty of having multiple cultures, multiple traditions coming together. It was very beautiful because I didn't come from a place that was as diverse as New York. I didn't come from a place that allowed for the exposure of such music except for occasions during festivals. So when I was in the Silk Road Ensemble, I got to see the Indian musician and the Iranian musician and the Japanese musician and the American cellist classical musicians and an array of a lot of musicians from different musical traditions. And that really made me see that I no longer belonged to one culture, but rather I felt I belonged to multiple cultures. I felt I truly belonged to planet Earth with all of the beauty within it, not only the one place I came from, which is very beautiful and which I attribute so much to. So here I am now, 12 years later, doing many projects that are related to world cultures and always fascinated by the beauty of diversity and always respectful of the power of diversity. So I believe we are in alignment over these values, and that all makes it better for me to be a part of this event. And I'm very happy that we all are working under these values, under the values of respect and appreciation and love and beauty. With those notes, I would like to end my contribution here with you. Follow the Silk Road Ensemble, come to our concerts, see that diversity, see that beauty for yourselves. And if you liked the music that you heard, the music of oud or Arabic music, feel free to check it out. It's existing on YouTube. There's so many wonderful musicians who play it as well. And with that, I salute you, and I hope to meet with you in person sometime soon. Take care.
That was amazing. I could listen to Hadi Eldebek all day. I know we're at 1 o'clock, so I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank the many people who have been involved in bringing this campaign to fruition. Migration is Beautiful would not be possible without collaboration from an extensive network of partners, both within and beyond the Mass General Brigham system. This list is so long that I worry I may have missed someone, so if so, please accept my sincere apologies. We're so incredibly grateful for everyone's efforts to bring this week together, and to everyone's dedication to providing the best possible care for our immigrant patients all year round. Next slide, please. Please join us for some of the other amazing events happening this week. Stop by our tables at Eat Street Cafe or MGH Chelsea if you're around. Take a photo with the butterfly wings on the Bullfinch lawn. Enjoy the People's Heart exhibit by Coffee Central and the MGH gift shop, and sample Pollo a la Mexicano, a family recipe from the MGH Center for Immigrant Health's wonderful administrative manager, Josue Espinosa, at the Carve Reef Station in Eat Street Cafe on Friday. You can also visit the Employee Access Center on the first floor of the Bullfinch building to pick up a butterfly sticker for your ID badge to show your solidarity with immigrant community members, and to get a badge backer with information about best practices in caring for immigrant patients. Thank you all again for your participation in the Migration is Beautiful campaign, and for everything you do each and every day to make our healthcare facilities a welcoming environment for patients from all walks of life and all parts of the world. Have a great day.